Basically, the moment when you guys want to watch a movie. You know, we've all been there, and you understand why it's a great area. So, let's say you want to watch a movie. What are your options right now? Well, first one is Netflix. But, you know, in France we don't have Netflix, although there are ways to circumvent that. By the way, one of them is an extension called Media Hint. Although the issue with Netflix is the catalog is kind of bad. Yeah. I was kind of disappointed in myself. You know, there's lots of direct-to-DVD titles, so there's lots of things, but not so good actually. The quality, the HD quality isn't really good. It's HD, yes, but it's like pixelated, and well, it's not really, let's just say, good. Of course, for the geeks out there, it's Silverlight, so I mean, okay, seriously, but it's cheap though. It's $7 a month, so if you can subscribe to it, please do it. It's pretty nice, but it's sort of okay, I guess. The second option most of you use is, of course, HTTP streaming. So now we're in the trouble land, I would say. So you could use like websites such as One Channel, Ice Films. The quality sucks though. It's really bad because, well, they have to pay for bandwidth, and they're paying it with porn, advertising. There's no HD, of course, because again, bandwidth is not cheap. And also you have like tons of sources, and like 70% of them don't work or are like really slow, and it's a real pain. And it's really bad. Although the catalog though, is pretty okay. You find most of the things you kind of either series or movies, right? The last option though is BitTorrent, of course. So on BitTorrent, everything is on BitTorrent. You can think whatever movie in whatever language, most likely it will be somewhere on BitTorrent. It's decentralized, so that means it doesn't go down. Websites go down, but BitTorrent in itself doesn't, and it never has, pretty much. It's really fast. It goes really fast. I mean, it's capping my 30 megabits, line. It goes really fast. So we're not in the old days of slow BitTorrent. Of course, the quality is really good. I mean, they now have charts that the groups that do releases of movies, they must comply to. They say, all right, it's got to be HD and whatever codec, whatever bitrate, whatever thing, and it's pretty much state of the art, which is kind of a sad assessment to make, but it's true. It has everything in terms of if you're into that quality, 720p, 1020p, 1080p, all the things you can think of, DTS, whatever. Although it's kind of geeky though, it's always you have to know what you're doing, sort of thing. But because it's really good, what most people do is that they use it anyway, and they put it on their network attached storage. But then again, when you want to watch a movie, at least I do, I want to watch it on my TV, right? So thankfully there are software to do that. Put like the nice experience on your TV, and the most popular of them is called XBMC. It stands for Xbox Media Center, even though it's not for Xbox anymore. It runs on pretty much everything. So it's pretty big. It's like almost 2 million installs worldwide. I mean, it's not a website, it's an app. Lots of, it's 10 years old, lots of contributors, it's actively developed. Next version is going out maybe like in 3 or 4 months or so. It's really cool, and it has a really high wife acceptance factor, so it pretty much just works, So one thing that would be really cool is that if we could somehow make these two, BitTorrent and XBMC work together, because, well, you would have the content and the quality on one end, and the experience on the other. Well, it turns out, XBMC can stream files. There are add-ons for pretty much any streaming website you can think of. It can read everything, and I mean it. It's like VLC, it's crazy. You can, extend it with Python, which is really cool, because then, you can do some, nice services. Although the downside of it is that BitTorrent doesn't really stream, or at least it's not made to do. It's not made to be to allow streaming. Well, or does it? What if we could stream from BitTorrent, so have the quality, and have the niceties of XBMC and the streaming experience and the quality of BitTorrent. Well, it turns out we can, and this is what I'm presenting to you tonight. It's an extension called XBMCTORRENT. So, well, the name is kind of self-explainable, but it basically, allows you to stream any torrent you like on XBMC. So, to make it short, you take a torrent, you just watch it. There's no, like, download, put it on a key somewhere, I don't know, NAS or whatever, you just, watch it. So it's been released at least 6 to 7 weeks ago. It already has like 1,200 users or so, 200 daily, kind of. It's kind of, it started as a 5 days, project, and then now it's kind of taken off, which is pretty nice. It pretty much supports any, BitTorrent extension you can think of because it leverages an existing library. So without much, talk, I'm going to show it to you. So hopefully we can have. So let's, just go. So this is the raw XBMC interface, right? So let's just go into the video extensions because XBMCTORRENT is one. Let's just go in, and then you can choose whatever you want to do. So let's just go for movies, and if you're into that sort of thing, let's go 1080p. So that means full HD. So it's gonna fetch like a list of movies, and then you can choose whatever movie you want. So let's just go for Pacific Rim, and it's to start the download. Hopefully, if the net is with us, yes, it's starting. And if we're lucky, it's gonna start, hopefully, maybe in 30 to 30 seconds-ish. So what it does behind the scenes is that it launched the custom torrent code, and it just, pretty much requests all the pieces in order to do the streaming. For those of you who are geeky enough to wonder if it's harming the swarm, yes, but it's okay, because we're giving it back, actually. We're seeding while we're watching the movie. So, there we go. And of course, because it's XBMC, well, you have all the nice things about XBMC. For instance, subtitles. So let's just watch, let's do some subtitles. Yeah, French. And done. And there's no, so like, you understand the wife acceptance factor, hopefully. So of course, it's not only movies, it is also, there's some, things you can do anyways. It's also series. So let's just go with series, because it's BitTorrent, in the background, right? So let's go Easy TV, which is pretty much all series. And let's just watch us some Game of Thrones. So let's go Game of Thrones. Yeah, sorry about that. So basically what it does, it's fetching serial information. Should have been much faster, but somehow. Yep, Game of Thrones. Again, season, so you can choose whatever season you want, season 1, 2, or 3, or whatever. Let's say season 3. Sorry if I'm spoiling, but you guys should have watched it anyway. And again, same thing. Starts it up, downloads, and hopefully after 30-ish seconds, it's gonna start the stream, and you're done. You're just watching the series. Another feature, I'm not going to show it right now, is that you can send, just a quick parenthesis, you can send actual magnet links from Chrome to your XBMC. So like you have your Raspberry Pi or whatever on your TV, you can send content from the PC. You don't have to go through the menus and stuff to do it. So let's just wait for it to start. It's going to start any second now. There we go. You will release every save in your account. And sorry for the spoilers. So there you have it. And there's many things you can ask me about right after. Let's go back to the presentation. There we go. So, what platforms does it run on? Well, right now, Windows, of course, Linux, Mac. The cool thing is it runs on Raspberry Pis. So what allows you to do, and actually I have one to show it to you later on if we can set it up. So we're talking 1080p quality on the $35 computer. The next, soon, and the next version hopefully will have Android support. So that means you're gonna be able to buy these $60, dongles, TV dongles, and just use it. So these are really, really powerful. Like you can see the specs over here. I'm not gonna read them. And you just only need that. There's no computer involved. You just need the dongle, and you're done. It just works. But it's not the end. I mean, I have friends who have, sort of computers connected to their TVs, which are not either raw computers or like Android or these kind of things, which you have to buy, So I figure, what do I have to make to put it on all the screens you have and leverage what you guys already have to use it? Well, it turns out there's this awesome thing called Plex Media Center. And what Plex Media Center is, and have some echo, it's a UPnP server. That means it can stream on anything that is UPnP compatible, that is pretty much anything. It has Python API to extend it, so I'm just going to need to do some, a layer to make it work from XBMC to Plex. And the end result is that it can stream to the smart TV, the PS3, the Xbox, the whatever, and it just works, You do need a computer, though, to stream it, but most likely if you're going to that, extent, hopefully you have a computer sitting somewhere to leverage it. Thank you very much. Okay.